Happy New Year, you guys! Okay, wait. Let's pause. I'm late. At the start of this year, I told myself that, I was going to do things different. I was gonna be consistent, work on my goals. In fact, I did what everybody was doing. I sat down at this very desk and I wrote down goals that I wanted to accomplish. However, today, what's the date? Hey Siri, it's Saturday, January 25th. 2025, and I've done absolutely nothing. In fact, I have a YouTube video right now that has been in archive for a while. I recorded that video in November, October, thereabout, and I've been editing it for a while, and I don't know if it is because I don't really like the concept of the video, or I don't like the video. I felt like it was very repetitive. But saying all of this to say that I'm late. I've done absolutely nothing. My goals are still written. However, your girl has just been, relaxing. I mean, Chrissy, you told yourself that this year was the year that you are going to be active. The words that I wrote down for this year are active, intentional, and I can't remember the last one. I know for sure I want to be very active this year in everything that I do and very intentional. I don't want to do things just because. So instead of throwing the entire year away, I've decided that I'm gonna give myself 6 months to turn things around. I decided to try something completely different. I'm giving myself 6 months to become the version of myself that I will love, I will adore, I will admire. So I wrote down some goals that I want to accomplish this year, and I'm going to be sharing them with you guys because you guys are going to be the ones to keep me accountable, because I'm sharing everything on this channel. I'm sharing the struggles, I'm sharing the steps that I'm taking, I'm sharing the progress, just everything with you guys. So this is going to be a whole series basically. And I know that looking at this list, I know it's ambitious, but it's also doable. So here's the plan, you guys. I want to gain 500 YouTube followers, and I know that's not ambitious because I'm only at 200 and something, but I don't think it's impossible in 6 months. As long as I try to be a little bit more consistent and be more intentional with my content, because that's something that I think that is lacking. When it comes to my YouTube, I'm not very intentional. I feel like I just vlog for vlogging's sake. And then the second thing I have on my list here is to be consistent with posting every 2 weeks. So for this series, I'm going to be posting or sharing my progress with you guys every 2 weeks, and there might be videos in between. I can't promise that. I'll give you guys updates as we progress, but because I know that I do have a 9 to 5, that's where my income comes from, so I have to keep that in mind. So I'm being realistic. 2 weeks, every video, every 2 weeks. And then finally, I want to start my fitness journey. I'm not fat, I'm not overweight or anything, but I do think that it's important to stay healthy, and I do think that I need to change this goal into become more intentional with my health, with what I eat, with my fitness and all of that, and not just point it to fitness, because yes, it's okay to look all built like Tiana. That's my dream body, you guys. I want to look like Tiana so bad, but I'm just going to focus on health overall. Yes, I want to be fit. I don't know what was in my head when I wrote that I want to be fit, but yes, I want to be fit, but at the same time, I want to be healthy. So it's gonna be what I eat how active I am, because I work sitting down and I don't really get up a lot, and I need to change that. The next thing I have is to clear up my skin and feel more confident in how I look. I'm gonna share with you guys what my skin looks like, because right now I'm wearing concealer and some blush, so you guys can't really see what it really looks like. I took some videos this morning, so I'm gonna share that with you guys. And the next thing, I want to grow my hair and take better care of it. When I just transitioned, because if you do not know, my entire years in high school I had what they call processed hair. So I didn't really have natural hair. I didn't know how to take care of natural hair. When I transitioned, I didn't really know much about natural hair. I didn't do a big chop, so I still had a lot of split ends, and that affected me in the long run. So again, I did take a video. I'm gonna share it with you guys on the screen so that you guys can see what my natural hair underneath this wig actually looks like, so you guys can see what we're working with. And the next thing I have is to dress better. I want to find my style. I don't think I found my style, and embrace modesty. You guys, modesty is so important. If you want to be a classy woman of God, modesty is really important. I don't want to come on camera with my cleavage showing. I've done that. I'm ashamed, because I didn't really put a lot of thought into it. I didn't really intentionally come on here with, you know, stuff showing, but I want to be more thoughtful when it comes to how I dress. And when I'm buying stuff online, I want to keep that in mind, that, hey, Chrissy, dress the way you want to be represented, or the way you want people to see you. And when I walk in a room and people see me, I want them to say, wow, she looks so good. She represents God so well. She represents her husband so well. All of that good stuff. I want to read at least one book per month. I used to love reading so much, and I don't know what happened. I used to read to pass time, I think. When I was growing up, I used to bury myself into reading, and I don't want to go into all of that, but let's just say reading was like therapy for me, like escaping from certain things for me. And I think as I grew up, became an adult, got away from certain things, become more, you know, I stopped reading because I think I no longer needed it. I no longer needed an escape, basically. Do I need therapy? But yes, so I want to get back into reading books. You know, fiction is where I'm at. I tried non-fiction and it's just not for me. So I do have some books on my Amazon that I picked out that I'm going to be ordering, and I'm going to be sharing them with you guys. The next thing I have is to be consistent with my Bible study. Be intentional with spending time with God. That's something that I want to do. I read my Bible, but I'm not consistent. It's not an everyday thing. Sometimes I think I put other things above that, and I think that's bad. That's very bad. So I want to be more intentional with that, read it more, because I do think there is going to come a time when we're gonna need to have those words in here, okay? We're not gonna have the book for us to study from. So yeah, very important to get to know God and to read his words. And the next thing, this feeds into what I just said. I spend a lot of time on this thing. I spend so much time on social media scrolling. When I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing that I take up. Before I go to bed, it's the last thing that I see, which is not good. It's not good at all. So my goal is to not use social media before 10 a.m. and not use social media about 1 hour before bed, or a half hour. We just have to, you know, take our time. We can't get there by taking some huge steps. We have to take baby steps. So half hour. Okay, we'll work on it. We'll think about that some more.
What every addict says.
The next thing I have is to fix my sleep routine. Because of this social media, my sleep routine has been messed up. Sometimes I have work the next day. I know I'm getting up at 6 o'clock and I'm on this thing 12:30, 1 o'clock. Like, come on, girl, you gotta do better. You gotta get it right. So I'm gonna be fixing that. I'm gonna be working on it so that we can maintain this beauty going into our 30s. We're only a few years away from it, so we gotta be careful. I have gray hairs now, you guys, so I gotta get it right.
She's so dramatic.
Feeding back into me needing to eat more healthy, get fit, all of that good stuff, get the Tiana bod. Anyways, the next thing I have on here, start writing again. I have a blog website. I don't even know if that thing is still up. Is it? I hope it is, because I've been paying for it. However, I have not been using it. I want to start writing again. I do a lot of technical writing now for work, but I want to write for me again because that's where my passion is at. So I'm gonna be working on that. I'm gonna be posting on my blog, and I do have business ideas that I want to feed into that. So I definitely have to work on it if I want to make progress. Each of these goals, they mean something to me, and I didn't just wrote things down. I wanted to be, again, that same word, intentional, and I wanted to ensure that they were realistic. They were something that I can actually work on and complete, and at the end of the 6 months say, okay, you did it. And even if I don't achieve everything at the end of the 6 months, then it's okay. What matters is that I try. And at the end of that 6 months, since we're not in January anymore, I'm going to have 5 months remaining in the year. So if I don't get something within that 6 months, although the 6 months is the goal, I can try in the remaining year. So I hope you guys will join me on this journey. If you want, you can share some of your goals in the comments to let me know what you're working on for this year. And just remember, just because it's not January 1st and you haven't started yet, it doesn't mean that it's too late. You can start now. If it's one thing I've learned in my life, in my 26 years on this earth, is that nothing that is great comes easy, at least for some people. If you're never born with a gold spoon in your mouth, nothing great that you want actually comes easy. You have to work for it. If you're lazy, it's not going to walk at your doorstep, knock on your door, and enter. It doesn't work like that. You have to work for what you want, you guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching the video, and if you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do so. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much for sticking here, sticking around, watching all of the vlogs if you have. But yeah, big up on yourself and God bless.